right. Well, we are back. This is Chris. This is Chris. God bless you. By the way, is it rude to when a dog sneezes and you don't say God bless you? Is that rude?
That dog is going straight to hell.
I guess. Does the dog know?
Damn that dog.
Well, this is Chris Frank Games, and this is a video game podcast. And thank you for joining us. If you're listening it audibly through your ears or visually through your eyes, thanks for being here. Check it out on YouTube. And my name is Chris Stotts.
And
then
right on back there, you can see the
oh, there you go.
Laundry
Junk.
room.
Who is the worst home? That's the question. All right, and then that's Frank White. Frank, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Like I was saying, I am all sweaty because I was playing video games. And that is exercise for me now.
It wasn't like VR stuff, right? It was
No, I was
couch.
just playing more Destiny.
Couch. Oh, wow, Destiny. All right.
So there's your tease. There's your tease right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So we got a little bit more Destiny. I didn't sound like you were gonna keep on playing it, but it sounds like you came back, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think I'm just gonna plow through the campaign. Is
okay.
The current plan. So
yeah, it's probably not a bad decision. Yeah. So we'll talk about the news and we'll talk about the games we've been playing. I've been playing a little bit more of Arena of Valor, that MOBA on the Switch. And, Frank, I got some thoughts on MOBAs. I haven't really played a dedicated MOBA before, and I haven't really spent much time. Spent maybe a good 10 hours on it this past weekend. And I got thoughts on, MOBAs, just in general. So, we'll tease that. So, all right. So, we usually, record on Thursdays, but for some reason, just the bad schedules a couple weeks in a row.
So we're recording on this time.
Yeah, it's my fault. I have a date tomorrow on Thursday. So very exciting. All right, so we'll start with the news. The news, and I think we're going to start again with the marketing campaign of Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Deadier.
It's definitely winding up.
More Red Dead. It's we're like a couple of weeks away, like 3 or 4, because it comes out in October, isn't it?
Yeah, like the 26th or something. It's just before Halloween.
All right, there you go. So everyone can go as a cowboy for Halloween. I'm going. What are you? I'm Red Dead.
Yeah.
Which one? No, I'm Red. I'm dead. I'm Red Dead. All right, so they showed a gameplay trailer, fairly lengthy one, probably like 8 minutes or something like that. And, I'll tell you what, Frank, I'm not a big, Rockstar fan. I'm not a big GTA fan. Famously, Frank, my story with GTA 4 is that when I got to the part where we had to buy clothes for a date that was coming up, I'm like, you know what, I can do this in real life. Why am I doing this in a video game? So I swore off the GTA
you can't
series.
run people down on your way to your date in real life.
God damn it. God damn all the hell. So I swore off the GTAs, but I'll tell you what, seeing the footage of this and the vistas and the outdoorsy and the scenery, and there's no buildings and there's no cars and no police and none of this shit. It's a whole new world, basically. It's just the setting. It just seems so intoxicating to me. So I'm definitely, every time more I see about this game, I'm more interested in it. So what was your kind of thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, I was already super interested in Red Dead Redemption. I really enjoyed the other one. So yeah, I mean,
did you watch this, or did you avoiding spoilers?
I watched it, but I mean, it really wasn't anything that you didn't already expect. Basically, just like here's the scope, here's the it's going to have mini games, and so I don't know. I think the real test is going to be like, does this game achieve the level of immersion that they're going for? Because, look, the previews keep talking about, the way the game treats missions, and that it's supposed to feel, a lot less like a video game of like that. This is a quest giver, and now you're going to do the quest, and then numbers are going to go up. Like, obviously that stuff's happening behind the scenes, and to some degree in front of your face, but they seem to be going for a more organic, cinematic feel, and I am very curious to see how successful that is. I'm a little wary of all the busy work. Like, they keep talking about the mud thing, like where characters react differently to your
hygiene.
Yeah, like if you're covered in mud and you need to bathe and shave and stuff. So,
yeah, that's always fun.
So I guess
right?
that goes along with what you're saying. There, it's like, well, I can bathe and shave in real life, but I don't want to. Why am I gonna do it in a video game?
Yeah, I wonder if you can like set that to automatic, like every morning, just shave.
Well, I mean, I guess you're out in the woods. It's gonna be
I guess.
I want to go to the nice town, so I'm gonna stop in the crappy town to like clean up beforehand because I don't want to walk in there all gross and mountain man-y and be like, hold on, I'm gonna look nice in a minute for the urban missions.
Mm-hmm.
But
every good cowboy has a razor, right? That's the definition. But yeah, actually, if you listen to the Giant Bombcast or watch it on YouTube, they spent a good half hour on it because one of the guys who's a guest on the show, spent like 5 hours on it, and it seems like the immersion is pretty deep because he was describing stuff like if you commit a crime or a robbery or whatever, and then you're not wearing like a bandana over your face, and they're witnesses, and you encounter them later, they're gonna remember that and go to the cops and all this like crazy stuff that you don't even know. So all these systems like in the background going. So yeah, it's a pretty good listen if you're interested in the game. It's worth checking out, just seeing how that stuff works. So. Yes, the other stuff that they showed off was this, the combat. So the combat's going to have slowdown, and I think they kind of mentioned this before, but they also have this lock-on system where it basically slows down, and then you drag this dot over the enemies.
Yeah, that was in the original,
yeah,
the Deadeye system or whatever, the painting.
That seems like cheating to me, first of all. And then also to me, it seems to me, and I could be wrong with this, I hope I am, that the gunplay is not up to snuff and they even have to have this. I don't know, it makes me a little concerned, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Your thoughts?
I mean, in the original it did feel somewhat like a handicap, because Rockstar can never get shooting right for some damn reason.
Yeah, why don't you just hire people? You got the fog, you got the horse shit stuff right. Hire someone that can do first-person shooter stuff. Come on.
But you saw that you can play the game in first person now, so
yeah. So maybe that'll be
but
better.
Again, GTA 5 first person is awful.
Oh, is it?
It's for the novelty only. Like, it provides no real gameplay benefits.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think pretty successful trailer. And is this number 2 or number 3? They got like a couple more? Or what? What's going on?
I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be at least one more before the end of the month. So
yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be a day one, but I mean, these games don't go on sale like hardly ever, right? This won't go on sale anytime soon.
Well, I don't know. We got a Brave New World right now, so it's probably going to be. I would expect a mild to moderate discount for Black Friday.
Yeah, maybe $40, maybe 50.
Yeah,
$40.
I'm very curious to see how not a big Black Friday woo guy, but last year, I remember getting Wolfenstein and Evil Within 2 for like $40. Or actually, it might have been 30. I don't remember anymore. But it was like crazy cheap for games that were only a couple months old.
A couple weeks old, right? A couple weeks old.
So I'm very curious to see if that is going to repeat. But
and I was just thinking, kind of in general. I mean, I think this game is going to sell like very good, very well. But there's no way it's going to sell anywhere close to GTA 5 numbers. And that's because the reason why GTA 5 has like sold 70 million copies is that because when people buy a new console, that's one of the games they buy is GTA 5 or whatever. So and I don't think when people buy a new console, maybe they're going to buy Red Dead 2, but I think people are still going to buy the latest version of GTA instead. So
yeah, well, I mean, GTA is a little bit inflated on account of they released it on 2 generations.
Yeah, that's true.
So a lot of double dippers there, and then the online has been printing money for a while now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, westerns are obviously more niche, but we'll see if they can get the multiplayer kind of up to the same level as GTA Online, which unfortunately means microtransaction palooza. So, I'm not exactly holding my breath for.
Well, also, I think another effect is we're going to see a lot of westerns coming out, like on TV and movies and all this stuff, and they actually may do well this time because people may be like, actually, I do like westerns, instead of them being like, who wants to watch this old time shit? But I love the genre, so it should be pretty cool. All right.
I don't know why if we need westerns when we got Let the Corpses Tan coming out, which is
I do not know what that is.
It's a movie that it's not actually a Western. It's looks like it's supposed to be 60s or 70s, but it's like a rural cop drama of some sort, very Sergio Leone, spaghetti Western influenced. Check out the trailer, folks. Let the Corpses Tan. It looks fucking sweet.
It's a movie?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Awesome.
I think it's a video game.
Yeah. Well, maybe a Netflix series or something. Let's see a good Netflix series, Western. Won't be that expensive, right? Just some horses, some horse wranglers. All right. Well, here is something that may not be that expensive. Google Project Stream. This is the Yeti Google streaming project stuff that we've been hearing a lot about. And it's doing a beta fairly soon in Chrome. You're going to be able to play this game in Chrome, and they're going to start off with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So a big AAA game. This is on the heels of Odyssey, also going to be streaming on the Switch. So Ubisoft is all over this stuff. And apparently it's going to be free. It's going to be a free test. So the only thing that is required is a 25 megabit download speed. So I mean, I don't know if that's up or down. I'm assuming that's download though, right? So
yeah. No one has that for upload unless you got real nice internet.
Yeah.
If you have that for upload speed, I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm quite at that, but I don't know. I know, Frank, you got the fiber and all this stuff. So
yeah, but I have the cheapest tier.
So you don't think you get 25?
No, I think I'm supposed to get like 30, but I don't think it actually makes it up that high.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because it's arbitrary. Like they just hit a button. It doesn't cost them anything more.
Yeah.
It's just an excuse to charge.
Make you pay. Yeah, give you less. This is the future. Obviously, I mean you can play this on not any computer, but like any fairly decent computer. All you have to do is to make sure it's got a good internet speed. Like, this is going to be way quicker. We're all talking about, 5, 10 years. This is going to be, in 2 years, I think. A lot of, except for, multiplayer games, which are going to require, a local client. I think this is, and it's just, who's going to, for the big console manufacturers, who's going to blink first and release a $100 box, and does this stuff, So, yeah.
It's going to be me. I'm going to $100 box. Cardboard.
Maybe they have a version where you just play all the AAA games that you don't need a high latency, and then they sell a beefed up box, I guess.
Well, for multiplayer games. Everyone's been drooling over Forza Horizon 4 because apparently that's game available to play with games with gold or something, and I think you only get it for the month. I don't fully understand how it works.
You mean the pass or something? No, not the pass. You mean? You mean you get a month preview with your games for gold? You mean in October or something?
So it's everyone's playing it for $10 basically.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty good deal. I'll be sick of it in a month.
Yeah.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I don't know. There's gonna be major ramifications, I think, with the pricing structure because you can't. What are they going to charge? $20 to play it? Are they going to do it by the hour? It's going to be very interesting how this all shakes out, right? I bet what's going to happen is that each studio, publisher, is going to have an all access pass to their content. So like Ubi and like Nintendo, well maybe not Nintendo, but EA, they'll sell you like a $20 pass. You can play all their games, like all the new games and blah 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 blah. It's subscription services. That's what this crap is basically going to turn out to be. So
everyone wants that steady revenue stream.
Yeah, every month. Doesn't matter if the games are good because you already have that credit card number. So, all right. So, you Frank, do you want to play Assassin's Creed? Would you play Assassin's Creed if you could just play it from Google Chrome? Yeah, why not, right?
I'd just wait for it so you can buy it for real.
Or until it's free on PS4 Plus, PS5 Plus.
You know, aging out of FOMO here is like, I don't care. I'm not the target market for any of this nonsense.
I mean, I would try it. I would just do the sailing stuff, if it was free. But, obviously they're going to have to charge for it later on. So, all right, well, you know what? You know what's not free, Frank? Is Good Help. Good Help is not free. Sometimes it costs you $3 million. In the case of a Gearbox employee who was an assistant to Randy Pitchford and his wife, and a lot of people shit on Gearbox and Randy Pitchford, but I like the old Gearbox games, so I think he's a good guy. But he was relating a story that an assistant working for them embezzled $3 million, and it was during a move. They were moving houses. They were doing, expanding, all this other crazy stuff. So basically, what this guy did was he did little bit by little bit, and expense reports hit it, stuff like that, and soon became thousands of dollars, and then soon became private jets to Florida to party with his friends. And they finally pieced all this stuff together. It's about $3 million. That's why you don't give people codes.
Good job, Randy.
Yeah. Too busy worrying about Colonial Marines to worry about the money, I guess. But yeah, that's why you don't just put the bank account password on the computer screen in the home office. Yeah,
well, if he's a personal assistant, I'm sure he was probably ordering them groceries and stuff.
Yeah. So all right, poor Randy. Oh, what did I do here?
What are you gonna do? If you're rich enough to lose $3 million and only takes you a while to notice, then good for you. You've made it.
Yeah, exactly. You're still okay.
You embezzled $3 million for me. It'd be like, all right, I have negative $2.9 million.
All right. And then, Frank, I know this is special interest to you. John Carpenter, one of your favorite filmmakers, was quoted. I think this is in Entertainment Weekly, saying what is he interested in? Is he going to direct any movies? Well, it sounds like he's busy. What is he busy with? Well, basketball. When the season starts. So he's a big hoops fan. Who knew? He should make a basketball movie, right? With zombies or something? Or something about that? With some twist. And video games. And to play video games, you have to sit in a chair and not really get up and do anything. I love that. That's my job now, to sit around and do nothing. There you go, Frank. So I don't think you're going to get the Thing 2 anytime soon.
We already got the Thing 2, but not from John Carpenter.
Oh, did we?
So it was terrible.
Oh, did they have that? All right. I spoke too soon, I guess.
Well, they just called it The Thing. It's really confusing.
Oh,
it was 2011.
Yeah, right. Was that a sequel or was that a remake?
That was technically it was a prequel.
Oh my god. Who cares? Just make the original goddamn movie over again.
They basically did, and yeah, it was bad. They painted over. They did practical effects, and then the producers didn't like them, so they had to digitally replace the practical effects with CG effects.
Oh God, you kidding me?
And it's not good.
You know what
the one thing the movie has going for it, getting the sidetrack here, but the one thing it has is they came up with a new thing test. Instead of the blood tests, and it was pretty clever. It was just they just check your teeth. because if the thing copies you, it's not going to copy your fillings.
Oh.
So everyone who's been copied now has perfect teeth.
What if you don't have any cavity? Is there a subplot where someone has perfect teeth?
Yeah, well, that's totally like a thing. Like the first guy is like, I've never had any cavities.
I swear, man, I swear.
Yeah.
Look, my molars, my wisdom teeth, they're gone. They're gone. Oh man, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. You know what I was thinking about the other day? I actually was looking this up in Wikipedia. Is They Live.
That's a good one.
They Live.
They got make that a video game.
Yeah, I got hankering to watch that movie again. They should black and white. Pretty movie came out like in '88 or '86 or something like that. I remember like we like rented it or something, or maybe it was on cable early on because I remember watching that movie and I didn't know anything about John Carpenter or anything like that stuff or the the materialism or the anti-materialism message and all that stuff. It was just a cool movie with Roddy Piper, Roddy Piper.
The amazing fight with him and Keith David, just like wailing on each other for 10 minutes in an alley.
Yeah.
Movie kind of falls apart in the third act, but by no, everyone's drunk by then.
I wonder, is that movie on Netflix? I think it'd be worth watching.
I don't think so.
I'll definitely like to rewatch that. So, all right, that's all the news I got. Frank, do you have anything for us?
Not
year?
really. So John Carpenter didn't say like what games he's playing.
Oh no, you know what? That's disappointing. Didn't say probably NBA 2K19. I don't know. Not too bad.
He did the soundtrack for a PlayStation 1 game. Like it's like a weird, like abstract horror puzzle game. I can't remember what it's called right now. But it's all about, it's like Sentinel Returns or something. And yeah, it's this weird game about like positioning yourself above statues. And, it's from the PlayStation 1 days where you could like be like, here's our fucked up abstract game.
Maybe it'll be on the maybe it will be on the PS Classic. Who knows? PS Classic. Maybe. All right, so no news for us. So that means we're gonna go on and take a break.
You guys get a blissfully short episode.
Yeah. So why don't we do that, and we'll be right back with the games we've been playing. All right, are you good?
Yeah.
Do you need? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right, give me 2 seconds there. No viewers. All right. So.
No one wants to look at this amazing laundry room behind me? Come on.
I know.
How can you resist today?
We need to. Post like strip tease with my sister or something like that to get views, I guess.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, promoting it at all, like period, would probably help.
Yeah. Well, I tweeted it out. So our 10 followers, half of them are porn bots. Maybe they'll watch the show.
Hey, ladies.
I gotta figure out how to get like a live link though to do it. So I guess I could do it, but all right. All right, we are back, and let's talk about the games we've been playing. I'll talk about Arena of Valor really quick. So again, this is the MOBA. It was originally a mobile MOBA made by Tencent Games. It's actually the biggest game in the world. Apparently, 200 million players, and they actually own Riot Games. So they got a lot of the secret sauce of that game into this game, and it's the buttonized version of the mobile game. And I really got into it this past week, and let's talk about the microtransactions first of all, because this is no secret. I know all these other MOBAs do the same thing, but basically what they do is they give you just a couple of characters to play, and for like a week, or actually it feels like almost like 4 days, almost doesn't seem that very long, but they have these free characters that are available, and you can play them and get really good at them and all that stuff. But guess what? They're gonna lock them after about a week or so. And then you got to either learn a new character or you got to buy it from the store, and that's how they make money. They sell the characters like that, which is fine. Actually,
taste. First taste is free.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I have no problem with that. I mean, it's a good quality game. I think it's a fairly honest business model. I mean, they're not tricking you or anything like that. So some of the characters, the price, and of course, it's in these vouchers I guess. And of course, they don't correlate to any like dollar amount unless you buy a certain amount. So, but most characters are apparently like $4 all the way up to like $8. And of course, depending on how many of these vouchers you buy, you're going to get a better rate and all that stuff. So, I mean, $10, it seems like quite a bit. But if you can earn you can earn gold. And it seems like it's like 5,000 gold. And for example, maybe you'll get like your first match, you get 100 gold bonus. But you'll maybe only be getting like 50, 40 gold for each match, depending on how you're doing. I mean, if you're just like going berserk and going crazy, maybe you'll get like an extra 100 gold. So, I mean, you're talking about like, I don't know, maybe 50 games before you can like buy this stuff with the in-game currency if you're going to go that way. Whatever. I mean, it's a free-to-play game. So I understand that stuff. So I've been playing a lot. And I really got into it so much the fact that I started watching videos on like characters and all this stuff. And they do fairly good job at like support, showing like how these characters play and all this stuff. Although sometimes it'd be nice to like see the strategies against particular characters and all that stuff. I've been watching some of the pro matches and all that stuff. And, the more, recently I've been playing more, and I'm like almost level 10 now, and I'm obviously playing against better players. And now that I'm actually playing against people that actually know kind of what they're doing, and now that I'm kind of watching these pro videos and all that stuff, I think there's kind of a fundamental flaw here, because what I liked about the MOBA kind of from a distance is that you got these 3 lanes, and you got these computer-controlled minions going down these lanes, and they are attacking each other, but then if the lane's open, they go to the towers, and then they like hit the towers, and you can't go close to the towers because the towers inflict quite a bit of damage to you. So you have to keep the lane open to have these minions destroy the towers and all this stuff. And I figured, okay, so you got 3 lanes, 5 players, you got 1 player per lane, and then you got 2 players kind of go in between these 2 lanes and all this stuff, and doing whatever they need to do, doing support. Well, what actually happens, kind of in the pro, once actually people know what they're going on, they all kind of gang up with each other and just start taking all the other players out individually or together. So they have like 4-on-2 or 4-on-3 or 5-on-3 or whatever. So the whole lane thing really doesn't even matter that much because they're going after everyone, killing them. You're respawning, going back to the freaking, respawn. It sometimes takes 40 seconds to respawn. And then meanwhile, they're doing all this shit. And yeah, I understand that, that's the way it works and pro players and all that stuff. But I think the AI needs to be better or more difficult or something, or they need to do more damage because I think it's more fun. There's funness. I'm sorry. There's fun in killing like AI things. Getting your ass whooped by human characters is not that much fun. Okay, so I thought the whole point of this MOBA minion shit was that it gave you something to shoot that was easy to kill. Right? I mean, I know that's good, but like let's maybe ramp it up a little bit. And also, the fact that I'm sure there's people that are playing together that know what they're actually doing. This doesn't have voice. Yeah, that always helps. So there's no voice chat on this yet. I'm sure that's going to help as well. And I'm sure like having like friends and all that stuff is going to help as well. So I got a little bit disillusioned on it. So I don't know if I'm going to – I kind of saw behind the curtain, I guess, if you will. Like what what I like about the game is like this MOBA stuff is being in your lane and freaking killing this AI and maybe having 1 or 2 guys coming at you, but not – having 4 guys coming at you and just completely ripping your shit off and just destroying you, that's not fun.
Rip your dick off.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. And then maybe I'm just being a little whiny, what you call it, but
it's definitely a little bit of that.
Yeah, maybe. So, but it's still a quality game, and there's actually a pretty good article on Engadget from a MOBA long-time mobile player, and he kind of talks about how it compares to like Dota and Heroes of the Storm, and it's fairly comparative. And it doesn't have all the heroes and all the skins and all that stuff from the mobile game, so that's a little bit disappointing. But again, there really isn't that much of a real-life dedicated MOBA on the consoles, so it's definitely worth checking out. So, and it's free, of course. All right, Frank, why don't you go next?
There's always it's always a problem when your game is designed to go work one way, and then people find out that it's easier to play a different way.
Yeah.
I remember, they had that problem real bad with Dust 514, where it was like, all right, you got your primary weapon and your sidearm, and then everyone was like, yeah, the sidearms are useless, so we're gonna everyone was being the support class character, because they figured out that you're way more effective to be the support class character and lose out on the sidearm, but be able to carry explosive charges that were supposed to be like strategic or defensive weapons. But if you had enough armor, you could just run through a crowd of the enemies and drop exploding bombs behind you.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, apparently that's coming back, because right after the presidential alert today, my phone buzzed again and said that there was Dust 514 news, and I was like, what? And it was like a claim your character thing. So apparently CCP Games is going back to the well with whatever this Project Nova is, but it's probably going to be PC only, so I'm probably not going to play it. But I still saved my character, because you guys can't have them.
Really quick, though, before we get to your games, Frank, the odds that President Trump sends an emergency message to everyone that's basically a tweet talking about before the election. I mean, it's got to be over 75%, right? For sure.
Hopefully, but he doesn't send that out directly himself. He just says, "Okay, send it out," and then there's an office that does that. And then also there was an executive order or something that Obama signed saying that it should only be used for terrorism. But I'm sure he's going to, or actual disasters. But he's going to get around it, because he's going to be like, the fake news media is a real disaster, and terrorists, they're terrorists.
It's going to be some Sunday morning and the kid that answers the phone is like, what, sir? No, you do it. You send this out right now.
My phone just said, hold on to your butts. The nukes are flying.
When you vote next week, don't vote Democratic. They're liars. And they want to raise taxes on you. It's like, what the fuck?
We need to stop this disaster.
Yeah. This is a natural disaster next week on Tuesday.
Election day is going to be a mess no matter what.
Yeah.
So going to the games I've been playing, I was just before we were doing this, I was using my new little exercise bike thing, and it turns out that Destiny 2 is mindless enough to be a good fit for just sitting there for 2 hours and spinning my wheels figuratively.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
I crank I got a nice one, so I can crank the resistance up. So I'm not so much doing cardio as I got a bum knee, Kids, when you get to the age of it's a coming of age thing. You reach the early to mid 30s, and you're like, now one of my knees is the bad one.
Mm-hmm.
So getting that strengthened up for winter, because I don't want to slip on ice and can make it even shittier. I'm about level 21, power level 220-ish. In Destiny now with the hunter character that I picked. I was looking at the statistics of the trophies, and it looks like the hunter is the most popular class, which is surprising. I picked it because I thought it wasn't going to be the most popular class, but oh well. Been enjoying it. I finally got some bright engrams, which I believe are the loot boxes. Oh my god, the just proper nouns.
The nomenclature. The nomenclature.
Yeah, nomenclature.
Nomenclature, there you go. That's a word I've never said out loud, but yeah.
Yeah, all of the resources and currencies.
It's ridiculous.
And
who knows this shit?
And they make it so that the only clear path to upgrading yourself at the high end stuff involves paying money. They're so good at that. It's easy to figure out how to pay money. It's hard to figure out, how to do everything else.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, so like I got a couple of these engrams and I opened them up and then I'm like, I can't tell what are the things that I got versus what are the things that it's just telling me that I could have got. And like some of the things like I can buy with another like currency, that like I can earn in like quantities of 20, but everything costs like 2,000. Uh, and, and yeah, so like it took me a really long time to just figure out the what I had actually unlocked. And it was nice. I'd unlocked, and I don't know, maybe you always get one with your first engram or something, but I got the speeder bike thing.
Nice.
Which I can
Sparrow,
just summon
right?
at any time, which is pretty sweet. You just like hit open the menu and press a button, and like it just you like literally like it just teleports under your crotch, and you're like, now I'm riding a bike. So that's a little nice for getting around the maps because a lot of these maps are like, you know, just two big arenas with a road in between. And so when your mission objective is in the other one, you're like, oh, I gotta hold it. And then the second one I got a new spaceship, which appears to just be loading screen related. Like, I don't actually know what the practical purpose of it is.
It's a horse mount, basically, huh?
Yeah, well, you never
It's a
like
saddle.
like you only ever see it in the cutscenes or the loading times, because and you know, like and then just before this, I finally did like my first like actual multiplayer thing, which is like a strike or whatever, which is just a slightly harder than normal mission that I had to do with just two randos, and we did fine. It wasn't so complicated that we needed voice chat or anything.
So when you mean strike, like, can you just like lay out like what actually happens? Like not.
Well, I think it's different because it's basically a mission. It's like a story mission kind of thing. Like it's got voiceover and a plot. Like this one was like there's some kind of the zombie like enemies have like found a way to harvest light, which is the game's word for magic. Though sometimes they just straight up say magic. They're like, there's some magic going on. I'm like, this is, I thought this was sci-fi, guys. I know you have wizards, but I thought it was like a name, you know, for the guys who use like this space power, but we're just straight up calling it magic. Okay. But like, so there was like a big pylon that was like stealing good guy magic, and we had to kill it. And you just kind of go through an area, and the game reuses areas a lot. I haven't even played it that much, and I'm already noticing, like, yeah, this game has, like, you know, a dozen or so zones, and then, like, the missions are all like, we're just going to have a slightly different path through this one, like, but I mean, they look really nice.
Yeah.
I was doing this one on like the Titan or whatever, which was, and it was a very impressive thing. The first time I did a story mission that like let me into this area, where it's like super high. It looks like a super high tech apartment building, and with these like weird tiered floor, or like a hotel. Like it looks like the inside of the Luxor hotel, only not pyramid shaped. Like everything's all curvy, but it's all overgrown with like the plants that they had in they haven't been tending the gardens, and the gardens have taken over. So it's really cool kind of design, but yeah, it's just a backdrop for killing a bunch of guys. And
yeah, just a bunch of guys going at you.
So, but yeah, did that, and then like, yeah, the boss fight is just kind of like, you know, somebody's gotta keep fire on the boss, and somebody's gotta, you know, pick off the just random enemies spawning all around, and then somebody else usually has to like activate a terminal kind of thing.
And the music swells.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean nothing bad, but nothing to write home about. I'm sure they get a little more interesting with the ones that like you actually have to, you know, have a clan or a strike team or whatever and talk, use the voice chat and coordinate your strategy. Yeah, it was fine. But when you did that, like you could see the other guy's ships, like as you're like doing the loading screen.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so you're like your ship flies into like warp whatever, and then you just see the other guy's ships going too, and you'd be like, hey, that guy still has the default ship. What a loser! He doesn't have a fancy ship like the one I just got 2 minutes ago after playing the game for like 10 hours.
Yeah. And the guy's like, man, I should buy something so I don't look like an idiot. That's how it works.
But like other than cosmetic, I don't know if there's any actual benefit to doing that. So when you open these engrams, like you got that, and like and so I opened 2, and then I got the speeder bike and the ship. So I don't know how random it is, like the first times you open them. But what's really shitty is that the color scheme things are, and they're called like shaders or whatever, which has got to be really confusing for people who know how to like program video games, because like that's a thing. But so it's basically like you have items that just apply a color scheme to a weapon or a piece of armor. So you got to like collect them all if you want to like make your armor set all coordinated, and so I have a bunch, and I've never used one because I'm like, I don't give a shit. What like this? Especially like I'm not at the, unless you get to the end game, where you're actually using like the same equipment for long periods of time. Like every like 2 hours that I play this game, early on, like my equipment completely is overhauled, like, because I'm still in Diablo phase of like, oop, this is slightly better, oop, this is slightly better, oop, this is slightly better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like no purpose for like upgrading or customizing anything at this point. And you don't even see your guy that often unless you do a lot of melee weapons, so who gives a crap? But all that stuff is nice and like in the loot boxes to like make it less likely for you to get something actually like useful. So yeah, that's pretty shitty. But and just confusing as all get out. So many different things and matrices and engrams and what the hell? I just speak plainly.
I'm surprised because when I played it, I'm surprised how much they just showed you the menu with everything. And like I know they gotta cater to Destiny 1 players and all that stuff, but they should give you an option like, hey, have you played this game before? Yes or no, and then slowly show you the menu system throughout the game. Right? I mean, it was just too much.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm starting to figure most of the things out, but yeah, it's like, how the heck are you supposed to know just offhand, like, what the difference between a strike and a raid and a patrol, like, is?
Yeah, what's a patrol? Patrol sounds fun, actually, kind of. What do you do on a patrol?
Well, patrols are, like, mini missions in the open world, so it's just like, you see this thing, and it's like the start point, and you activate it, and then you just get a mission objective, and like, the last one I got was like, you got to collect 10 items that drop off of a specific enemy. So now you have to go find a specific enemy and kill 10 of them and pick up their loot. And I don't actually know what you get yet from them. Like, I know there's, it's one of those games where there's all kinds of like, you can buy, with the real basic in-game currency that you can buy, like essentially missions that are like, do 10 of these, kill 17 of that kind of things, and then you get a different reward for that. And like, so other than, that I've gotten some rewards for like doing 2 patrols on this planet, I don't actually know what the rewards for patrols are.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet. But
it's probably
I'm killing 10 of those guys anyway, so might as well.
It's probably the stone of Azerar or some bullshit like that. Something like that. All right, cool. But I mean, yeah, production value is pretty high. I mean, just it's good. It's a good game.
Well, and I do actually like, now that I've gotten high end enough gear that has like the perks on it, like some of that stuff is pretty interesting. Like I just got my current main like carbine rifle, even though I wanted to do like I want revolvers and stuff like this game has, but I keep mainly using like single shot rifles because I keep getting good ones. So like the one I have right now, it does a fair amount of damage and is pretty powerful and pretty accurate. But shooting enemies in the head with it, getting precision kills, speeds up the reload. So if I shoot a guy in the head and then reload, I'll reload like twice as fast as I normally would. And then on top of that, I can refill the magazine with melee kills. So if guys are rushing me, I can shoot some guys and then punch a guy. And then punching that guy like just refills the magazine. So like sometimes I don't have to reload at all, which is kind of neat.
Wow. Just like in World War II. Wow.
Yeah, but you really have to check these things because I had a grenade launcher that I didn't realize for the longest time that I could time the detonation. Like if I hold the trigger down when I shoot it and then release the trigger,
cook it
explodes.
Yeah.
But I've just been using it like normal. Like if you just tap, it just shoots out like normal. But yeah, so I was like, I really should have read this description. Mm. And that one had another kind of thing where like it does extra damage against shielded enemies. And then if you kill a shielded enemy like outright, it refills the ammo automatically, which is really nice for like a single shot slow reload grenade launcher to be able to just kill a guy and then immediately be able to fire again if you have to. But yeah, so that's kind of a neat feature, though it seems like the game utilizes it to be shitty down the line by being like, hey, you got this nice powerful item, but it could have better perks. Mm-hmm. Better do that mission 5 more times until you get it.
No.
That kind of thing.
Damn,
so yeah, I'm definitely like I'm going to go through this game until I am some combination of done with the story, campaign, just generally bored of it, or the first time I feel any temptation to redo something to get a better result. I'm out. I'm ghosting. So.
Yeah, how is like redoing something 10 times? What's the appeal to that? I don't know.
Like, and you get to that point where you're like, why am I playing this game over and over again so that I can have a slightly better version of the weapon I have so that I can keep playing the game?
Yeah, kill more guys, get more stats. Do you have you played with any friends? Did you have on your friends list? Are any of your friends playing this? Or not?
No, I don't know anybody who's currently playing it, so.
Yeah, I think I deleted it. All right, so I don't think that's happening.
So I don't know. Hit me up if anybody wants to add me to your clan, because apparently you can get like rewards for just being in a clan. So
there you go.
I want to be in a clan. I'm not going to plug my mic in though, because I don't like talking. Because the kids hear me talking and are like, "What's Daddy doing downstairs?"
Daddy's crazy. Daddy's nuts.
It's weird. All the explosions and gunfire noises don't wake them up, but like. Talking does.
Go left. That wakes him up. All right. Well, yeah, hit him up on Narf Black on Twitter. Maybe slide into his DMs, and then he'll send his PSN over to you. All right, great. That's it. Anything else?
A little more Hollow Knight, but not a ton. That's
cool.
A fun game, though.
Cool. All right, well, we will end it there. We'll do a little short show for your asses.
It didn't end up being that short. I still yacked on for a while.
Yeah. Destiny. Everyone loves Destiny, right? Talks about Destiny.
Or they used to hate it.
Yeah. All right, so for Frank White, my name is Chris Stotts. Thanks for listening and watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.